All right, we're back.
Deja vu.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen.
Like deja vu.
I thought I was going to have to be on my main.
It's like deja vu.
Thank you, though.
Deja vu.
Sorry.
It's deja vu when I'm running up these racks. I'm like the Terminator screaming. I'll be back.
Yeah.
It's deja
I'm gonna
vu
do this
when
one.
I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta
do
take out
this
the trash. It's return of the Mac. They say I'm off the rails.
Yeah.
I can't wait
Fair
for
enough.
you.
I know what we need to
for
do.
myself. So many places to be. I got plenty. Act like you've been here before. We
Okay,
start
fair enough.
trending.
Yeah.
Don't mistake me for a lame more goofy. Rockstar life is like a movie.
Fair enough. You know what I'm going to do?
Hollywood, where you be at? I remember when I used to drive a...
We're going to try this one more time, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to say this. It's been brought to my attention that I have folks on the right, perhaps, that come in and randomly report Big Zeus. And I can start naming names. And I've always maintained the idea. I don't want that to happen. My platform is open to everyone. But what I will do is I'll explore other ways of dealing with this, which may mean I might just start allowing the moderators to block people who they suspect are reporting. Should I do that? Let me ask the audience that. Should we start allowing the moderators to block people that they suspect are reporting? Because I could do that. I really could. We should? All right, fair enough. Okay. All right. So here's the deal. If I get taken down again, that will be no, because my mods, they're the best mods, and even if I don't want them to, they'll respect. If I'll say, please don't block people, I keep it even because they want to be nice. But I understand there is a lot of folks on this app screen recording me coming in here doing things, and I allow it because it's TikTok, right? But I don't go around reporting you. And if I go onto your platforms, I ask the people that come in there, please do not report these folks that I'm in here, doing a number on, because I don't want that to happen to you. But if you can't handle what I'm saying to you, right? Then why are you here? If you don't like me, you wanna do something that you think is going to harm me. It's not really going to harm me, to be honest with you. I do this for the love. I do this for the passion. You try to make it look like Zeus is a grifter. You don't see me with PayPal links in my bio. I got a Cash App there if they want to do that, but that's never been required. What's required is that you actually show me what you know so we can all get to the bottom of what's really going on in this country. So, again, and this is going to be my last warning. I'm not even going to bring it up again. Mods, thank you so much, by the way. I got to say thank you to my mods for bearing with me. If I can't figure this out about who keeps doing what and coming up with these things, I'm just going to say just block them. Block them. Yeah, because if what I'm saying to you is bothering you, that means perhaps you're in the wrong. Because if you really thought about it, if you're doing the right thing in life, nothing anyone could say would bring you down. If you really thought about it, if what I'm saying triggers you, that means perhaps you're doing something wrong. Because I'm not the only one saying it. You get it? So, let's try this again. W to the mods.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned,
Yeah.
If you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave.
And I know who
if
they
you're
are.
not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining
Kimmy,
all the time,
Tiny Tank
very
Top
simply,
Tim Tom,
you can leave. You can leave right now.
the Bears. I could
Come back if you want. Don't come back.
Vegas
it's okay
girl.
Too.
We could
But if you're not happy, you
we
can leave.
We can start just saying, if we see these accounts, cook them and book them. All right, because until otherwise proven, I'm just going to start suspecting it's you. Thank you. All right, so that's a huge W, Zeus. I don't mind the bantering back and forth. I think that's rich, I'm like, okay, sometimes they'll say things that I didn't think about, and you know what? It'll make me think about it. But when it gets straight into Zeus just keeps getting taken down and you're crying because, I went and spoke to one of the Bears. He had 1,500 people in there. He said this, he had 1,500 people in. Well, maybe it's because I'm saying something relevant that a lot of people understand. Have you ever thought about it? Maybe it's because they can see that for the most part, I'm not a terrible person. Duh, W, Zeus. Misinformation, my behind. I haven't said anything that's misinformation. I made it clear. Donald Trump is responsible for January 6th. You could go look that up. Jack Smith said that. He's the one that benefited the most from what happened on January 6th. Did ICE blow a woman's face off, Renee? Yes, they did. He discharged his firearm 3 times in a woman's face. You think I want to live in a country where I think that could happen to anybody? Oh, my neighbor went out. What did she do? Or what did they do? Oh, they went out there to a protest, and then what happened? Some guy that couldn't control his emotions just decided to get up in her face and discharge his firearm 3 times. Do you think I want to live in a country like that? That's sick. You think we want to live in a country where military soldiers are roaming the streets of America doing police work? That's sick. And you know it. That's why you're all doing what you're doing. I'll give you another example of what I mean, ladies and gentlemen, when I mean sick. Yeah. And yeah, this is why I'm angry. Because I know what's going on in America. What's this right here? Zeus, what about the black on black crime in inner cities? I don't want to talk about black on black crime. We're only 13% of the population. No, and we don't run America. We know who runs America. I want to talk about these demons right here. Tennessee elementary school teacher charged with child rape. Yeah. You didn't think I was going to find you, but I found you. I know how to sniff these demons out, ladies and gentlemen. This is something worthy of the lake of fire. Oops, hold on. Hold on. This is worthy of the lake of fire. And I bring these stories, I bring these stories up because I want to shatter the narrative out there that black people of color, immigrants, are the ones causing harm in the United States. They make it sound like we are the only ones committing crime. Crime is not unique to one demographic, not unique to one race. Anybody can commit crimes. But what I'm doing is I'm attacking the narrative that it's only people of color doing it, right? So listen to this story, and then we're going to send this demon straight to hell where he belongs, okay? Because this is what's necessary. Hey, by the way, if you're a Trump supporter and you don't like this, leave my live. It's that simple. You don't got to listen to me. Trust me, you don't got to listen to me. Listen to this.
Breaking news just into the newsroom. An elementary school teacher in Decatur County is behind bars tonight, accused of raping a child. Now, the sheriff's office says Alan Maxwell was taken into custody at his home in Parsons. You're looking at his mugshot right here. He was a PE teacher in Decaturville Elementary. He was placed on administrative leave and now barred from all school campuses. Tonight, the school district says they are fully cooperating with that investigation and that help will be available for any students or staff who may need support.
Where's the misinformation in that? Where's the misinformation in that? Anyone think this is a fake story? Because I want to make sure all my critics and my detractors understand, if you're going to say Big Zeus is lying about something, please point out where the lie is, because I'm going to send them straight to hell. Anybody out here think this is a good person? Should ICE go after people like this too? Should ICE be going after these demons like this? Should Donald Trump do a National Guard surge in red states and go after these kind of people? Or should he pardon them like he did on January 6th and release them back onto the streets of America? Yeah, but Donald Trump won't pardon people he won't send the National Guard after people like this, because you know what him and Donald Trump have in common? The very same crimes. Yeah, going after children. Yeah, I said it. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. If Donald Trump didn't want this kind of attention on him about his relationship with children and Jeffrey Epstein, all he has to do is release the files. I promise you, if he would release the files, I'd probably zip it because we'll go through it and we'll find out he had nothing to do with it, right? If he didn't want this much attention on his behind about his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, he would say, release the files. That's what Bill Clinton said. He's so busy trying to be a Democrat. He's so busy imitating Bill Clinton and Donald Trump and Barack Obama. Then why won't he release the files? And I have not met or talked to a reasonable Trump voter who could provide us with a solid explanation as to why Donald Trump still to this day has not released the Epstein files. when the law requires him to do it. And you want to report me for misinformation. Any Trump voters out there want to explain why Donald Trump hasn't released the Epstein files, or should I just go ahead and start sending this demon straight to hell? I'll send him and Donald Trump straight to hell, because you want to know why I'm angry? Look at the way things are going in this country. You're literally gaslighting Americans into thinking these are the bad people, when the people that are really the bad people are the ones gaslighting you into believe that lie. They're the bad people. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in warming up the lake of fire. Once again, I can't get any honesty out of the Trump voters, and this is why they're uncomfortable with me. They don't like that I'm a black man in America saying what I'm saying, and it's going right into their brain. Boom, Zeus, those are too much truth. Yeah, I'll keep saying it until y'all get out of this fog y'all in. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending these demons straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
I'll give you another example of just evil. Evil. Y'all know who this is? I'll give you another example of why. You want to know why folks in America are very upset? It has nothing to do with my rhetoric. Because truth be told, I'm a nice person. And you can ask some of my friends, especially on the left, maybe too nice at a fault. But how can you sit back and see evil, wrong things being done and not be upset? How? I'm a little confused about that. How do you turn a blind eye and see somebody being mistreated and and look at it? Because they'll, and we bring up the Minnesota thing, and I hate to do that, but I don't think a lot of the folks who are out here defending this, Snuggles, for instance, imagine Snuggles, you were standing right next to that vehicle where Renee was at. Vegas girl, because you got on that live yesterday. Vegas girl, imagine you were standing right there, just as an innocent bystander saying, I hate these Democrats. I do what you need to do. You were right there, Vegas girl. Imagine you were standing there spewing the hatred towards the Democrats, and then that man discharged his firearm, not once, not twice, but 3 times, and one of those pew-pews zipped across and almost hit you. Imagine that would have happened to you. Even in you being as mad as you wanted to be at the Democrats, you would sit there and say, I could have lost my life. Oh, you're not dumb enough to do that. Says everybody that's been in an accident in Vegas, girl. If you're not dumb enough to do that, then we don't even need car insurance, right? Because you live in a perfect world where random events, nothing bad will happen. Vegas girl, this is what I'm telling you. No one plans to get into a situation that turns out tragically. Most people don't. It just happens. And again, I didn't ask you if you were smart or dumb. I just asked you if you were in a situation unexpectedly and somebody discharged their firearm, right? Somebody could have just been casually walking by. You think somebody casually walking by, what's going on in the neighborhood? I don't know what's going on. Let me go outside and see what's going on. And then boom, a bullet zips past you. You think people should be subjected to that in the name of, well, we're here to get immigrants that are in the country illegally? I didn't hear that story end with them actually getting the person they said that they were going to get. Now he's out. His family is in hiding. Think about this. You say you're not dumb, but I don't know. I don't know, because you keep falling for the same pull of the rabbit out of the hat trick that Donald Trump is doing. You keep falling for it. This came out, ladies and gentlemen. This story came out in the New York Times. And I bring these up because I know a person. He's a Trump voter. He defends Donald Trump to, I don't want to say his name, DJ. I didn't want to say his name, but it's DJ. DJ, I want to know what you think of this story.
US attacked boat with aircraft that looked like a civilian plane. This is the headline of a bombshell story reported by the New York Times that exposes a grave violation of international law in the Trump administration's aggressive campaign against alleged drug traffickers. In its inaugural lethal strike on September 2nd, 2025, the Pentagon deliberately deployed a secret military aircraft, painted and configured to masquerade as a civilian plane. This deception, hiding munitions inside the fuselage and eliminating visible military markings, enabled the aircraft to approach low enough for those aboard the suspected smuggling vessel to see it without recognizing the imminent threat. The boat reportedly turned back toward Venezuela upon sighting the plane, only to be struck by missiles, killing 11 people outright. Legal experts, including retired Major General Stephen J. Lepper, former Deputy Judge Advocate General of the US Air Force, unequivocally classify this tactic as perfidy, a prohibited war crime under the laws of armed conflict.
How y'all defend that? Now watch. I don't want you to talk to me about Joe Biden. I don't want to talk to you about the Democrats. I just want you to clearly give me a real answer to how you justify another example of this administration committing war crimes. You got an airplane disguised as a civilian aircraft, not even giving people the chance to see that we're in a war and that we need to defend ourselves. And you're randomly eliminating them. And again, it also goes back to the reality that we haven't even gotten any proof of what type of rugs these folks were carrying, except for, from the places where the vessels washed up on, and the people confirmed it wasn't nothing more than, that green stuff that Donald Trump has said is okay for you to use. There is no way to justify it. Look at, and again, I'm going through each situation and I'm asking the Trump voters out here to understand why folks in America are very upset right now. Because you seem to only be able to hear what Donald Trump is saying, but you can't hear what your fellow Americans are saying are the reasons that they are upset. We're upset because, guess what? We don't want to see people getting their faces blown off by ICE. Case closed. Obama did more deportations than Donald Trump, and he didn't have to do all that. If you want to use the Obama excuse, then do it like Obama did it. If you're going to allow Donald Trump's Department of War to engage in war crimes, you're doggone right. We're going to be upset. Because we don't want our country, we don't want to be on the hook for that. That's a reflection of us as Americans. It's not just a reflection of Donald Trump. It's a reflection of us as Americans. And I don't want that blemish on my reputation. So yeah, this is another reason why we're upset. Because once again, the Trump administration seems to be involved in war crimes. And MAGA can't give us a solid answer as to why why should I calm down about this? Can someone give me an answer? I'll give you 3 seconds. Can any Trump voter give me a reason why I should calm down and not be upset with Donald Trump? And I want you all to understand, when they can't give me an answer, this is a good reason for you to never take these folks seriously and not support what they're doing, because it's an easy thing that they should be able to justify. They can't give us an answer because they know it's wrong. They know it's wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in warming up the Lake of Fire once again. This is for all you Trump voters that can't give us Americans an answer for why we should be okay with Donald Trump's administration committing war crimes. But yet you're okay with it. Join me in sending these demons straight to hell. It's really sad, ladies and gentlemen. It really is. I'll give you another story. How many of you know who this demon is right here? Yeah, this just came out, ladies and gentlemen. DC Pipe, the guy who planted the pipe bombs on January 6th. some information has came out about his political ties and how he is connected to Donald Trump. All right. And I want to get this on the record because, number one, it shows you that it shows you that Donald Trump's lies don't discriminate. Anybody that is a weak-minded person could find themselves believing what Donald Trump said, just like Ashley Babbitt. No critical thinking skills at all. Simply, you're overloaded with propaganda. And when you feel this way, you end up acting out.
The first time we are hearing from the lawyers representing accused pipe bomber Brian Cole Jr.
It was a wide-ranging interview today with our Katie Barlow, who's here now with the latest on this one. Katie.
Cole's lawyer, Mario Williams, says Cole voted for Trump twice before he was arrested and charged with interstate transportation of explosive devices and a malicious attempt to use explosive devices.
So he voted for Donald Trump twice. You know what really, you want to know why I'm angry again? Because it's every time with MAGA. You don't even understand. Whenever something bad is happening, Donald Trump's administration, along with Elon Musk, they already have the script written in terms of how they're going to react. Blame the left. Duh. And hopefully, by the time the truth comes out, you're too ignorant to know. And you'll forget all about it. We've been through this with January 6th. We've been through this with Charlie Kirk. Now we're about to go through it with the Minnesota situation with Renee Good. We're going through it with this J6. All the political violence that you all keep claiming is out there, a bulk of it clearly is coming from the right. And you don't even see who's really radicalizing these people to commit it. Drill deep enough into this man's situation. Drill deep enough into the story behind how every J6er ended up at the Capitol. Guess who you will find in the background when you drill deep enough into why am I here? What's going on? Who will you see in the background? Let me go ahead and give you a good visual again, ladies and gentlemen, of the one dangling the strings, tricking people. Donald Trump. It's always him in the background, but y'all too blind to see it. Am I lying? Where's the misinformation? Because you know they want to report me. Can we tie that black guy to Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen? Can't we? Yeah? We can tie him. He said he voted for him twice. Duh. Can we tie Ashley Babbitt to Donald Trump? Yeah. Can we tie the ICE agents in Minnesota to Donald Trump? Yeah. So where's the misinformation? Who's dividing the country? Who's dividing this country, ladies and gentlemen, please? Who? Throw a name out there. Joe Biden? Barack Obama? There you go. DJT. And I didn't even have to tell people that people see it, people in America see this for themselves. So ladies and gentlemen, join me once again in warming up the lake of fire. You got to send the Trump voters straight to hell because they are too ignorant to see what we all can see.
Silence, you MAGA Damon.
All right, moving on, ladies and gentlemen, to my next topic. This is alarming. This is alarming, and I just wanted to call this out because it came across, and I said, "Oh, I think I need to get this out there too." This goes back to where do I want to go? Oh, they don't like me on TikTok. I get it, but really, it's not that they don't like me. They don't like what I'm saying because it destroys their narrative. ICE is spending, and you can go look this up. ICE is spending $8 million on deals with pro-ICE influencers to push its propaganda online. So let's let that sink in for a second, MAGA. According to an internal document obtained by the Washington Post, Immigration and Customs Enforcement is carving out $8 million from its $100 million a year wartime recruitment strategy on deals with pro-ICE influencers. So, doesn't it all now make sense why we're arguing with people on social media about what happened? But yet they'll accuse Big Zeus of being a grifter, a Democrat shill. That's what they call me. And I keep saying no strings attached. No one's paying me to get out here and defend this. But when you love your country and you don't want to see it go down, you have to get out here and say, I got to speak up and speak out against violence and bad things when I see it. Yeah, I understand you want to secure the border. I'm for that. I'm all for, having a robust immigration system. But what I'm not for is what we're dealing with right now. The documents call for spending at least $8 million on deals with online influencers whose followers are largely Gen Z and millennials who are in the military families, fitness, and tactical lifestyle enthusiast communities. Officials will focus on former agents, veterans, and pro-ICE creators who will be expected to host live streams, attend events, and post short and long-form videos and other content to Facebook, Instagram, Rumble, X, and YouTube. Blogs, Substack newsletters, and Threads accounts would also be targeted for more niche communities per the document. The objective, according to the document, is to, quote, build trust through authentic peer-to-peer messaging and to, quote, normalize and humanize careers at ICE through storytelling and lived experience. The document says it is expected that more than 5,000 applicants will come through the influencer program, costing ICE about $1,500 per application. So what that tells me is, don't believe people that are online saying that ICE is out here doing something positive. Believe, because if you do, there's a chance these people may be compromised. But you know what they'll do? They'll say Big Zeus is the one out here repeating DNC talking points. The DNC doesn't talk to me. They should, but they don't. All right, because they enjoy the fact that a lot of you give them money. You give these people money to lie to you. It doesn't make sense. So what I'll say is this, ladies and gentlemen, once again, join me in warming up the Lake of Fire. Once again, we've caught MAGA with their hands in the cookie jar, getting paid by ICE to spread inhumane propaganda. I'm not falling for it, and you shouldn't either. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending these demons straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
And one last thing. This is circulating too. You see what's written right there on the podium of Kristi Noem? And again, what they're saying is, this is a schnatzy slogan. One of ours, all of yours, was a policy when the SS officer was unalived in a Czech village. And then they unalived every single resident of that village in response. So what they're doing right now, ladies and gentlemen, is they're openly showing you they don't mind literally being the same people they cry when we call them it, right? You call them fascists. Call them mustache man. They get out here and say, well, we're the real victims. They've been calling us all these names for all these years, but then you'll go out here and literally put it on display for us all to see. We saw it during Donald Trump's campaign. He released videos with AI that also had words in it tied to the Third Reich. So because we're actually highlighting and being descriptive about what we see you doing, you're getting triggered. Joe Biden called us garbage. Remember when Joe Biden called them garbage, ladies and gentlemen? Let me see if I got that. I still have that. Oh my goodness. Let me see. Let's see. I don't even have it. I thought I had it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah.
The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters.
Remember when Joe Biden said that? They got so upset about it that they literally went out there and dressed up in trash bags like garbage. And yet y'all want to get out here and claim y'all and y'all feelings. Well, if you really didn't want to be called garbage, why'd you dress up like garbage? Oh, because your dear leader jumped inside of a garbage truck and told you to. Kamala, you know, one thing I'll say, Kamala, you shouldn't have never made Joe Biden apologize. You should have said, because they are garbage. At least you would have lost with dignity. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, join me in warming up the lake of fire. There's no misinformation. Donald Trump did make you dress up like garbage. So clearly, you're garbage. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in taking out the trash.
Silence, you MAGA Damon.
I mean, these folks are sick. These folks are sick, ladies and gentlemen. These folks are sick. Oh my gosh, look at that. I got to open up the box. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I was going to do more, but I realized I'm running a little bit behind. It is now time for me to leave my monologue behind and talk to those of you who are brave enough to get in the box and tell the truth. All right, and in particular, for all my critics and detractors, you know, when I show up in those red spaces, let this part right here. When I open up this part and I say, come up here and talk to me, if you don't talk to me, I'm going to start implementing this. If you don't come and talk to me on my show, please, if I venture out and I talk to people on the right that I have a bit of a relationship with, do not jump into their boxes and start asking me a bunch of questions. Don't do that because I don't, you know, I know what it is. Oh, well, you said this and you said that. No. You get up here and you defend what you claim you have an issue with. But so far, I've given you an ample opportunity to get up here and try to defend what you see me talking about, and you won't do it. Oh, I'm at work. You know what they say? I'm at work. I'm driving. Give me a break. Give us all a break. You see what's happening in this country. It shouldn't take that long if you really believed what you believe. W. Zeus. If you're a Trump voter, put a 1 in the chat. I'll bring you right on up here. Yeah, let's get in here. Let's go. Let's talk about what your dear leader is doing to the United States of America. All right, and see if you have the ability to, you know, W. Rick, thank you so much. All right, let's see if you have the ability to convince all of us here that what Donald Trump is doing is truly America first. He's destroying it. Yeah, they can't come up here. They can't. All right, put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump voter. So none of you Trump voters in here are gonna get up here and defend your dear leader. You see this? For those of you out here watching this kind of show, or not even mine, but any other show, think about it. Why would you listen to a bunch of folks that don't even have the ability to defend the position that they claim, that they profess, that they believe in? You know why they don't want to come up here? Is because when they get in the box, the hate, the bigotry, and the misogyny, it doesn't work with me. I've heard so much of it, I'm numb to it. You're a disgusting person if you do it. If you can't literally get in the box and explain to all of us why you're okay with Donald Trump not releasing the Epstein files without crashing out, that says everything as far as I'm concerned. That says everything that I need to know. Yeah. Because by the way, there's another victim out there from the Epstein thing, and I'm looking into his name, Sasha Riley. I've heard about him. You heard about Sasha Riley? I've heard about this. What he says Donald Trump and Epstein did to him, sick. And MAGA will still get up here. And I mean, I don't personally believe you can be a Trump voter. And if there is a heaven, you know, if you are a Christian, you believe in the resurrection and so I don't believe you're going to make it into heaven. I really have a difficult time understanding how somebody that could defend somebody that has harmed children and hasn't taken accountability for doing it, continues to engage in war crimes, is a deceitful person, lies all day long. I don't understand how that person could make it into heaven. Please give me Bible chapter and verse that says you can literally follow the devil right into the pearly gates. Give me Bible chapter and verse, please. Oh, and I was talking to a demon yesterday. Zeus, 77 million people. And I said, well, go look at, the Bible says broad is the way that leads to destruction. 77 million demons going straight to hell. That's what that looks like to me. 77 fools. 77 losers, lowlifes. People who have been easily manipulated. Y'all some of the most easy to manipulate sick people I've ever heard in my life. You will literally say Joe Biden sniffed kids. This is the thing. Okay, that's weird. Okay, I've actually thought about it. I sniffed a kid here and there. You give them a hug and you like, oh, you got a strong odor. That's a shampoo. Okay, fair enough. But they'll use that and say Joe Biden is a P3DO. But you'll ignore all the photos with Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. If you're going to be honest, right is right, wrong is wrong. If you believe that people who assault law enforcement officers should be unalived, then you got a whole lot of explaining to do about what happened on January 6th. It's amazing that those officers showed so much restraint on January 6th and they didn't discharge their firearms on the American people the way that we saw happen in Minnesota with Renee Good. It's amazing, MAGA, how your logic literally crumbles when we take it and actually try to implement it in the real world. Yeah, I've given MAGA enough time to get in the box. They don't want to get in the box. They don't want to get in the box. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, I'll bring up my good friend.
What's up,
Brother
sir?
Val. Good morning. How are you doing, man? How are you doing?
It's been a couple days.
I know. My condolences go out to you, man. I know you.
Thank you so much.
Your pooch.
Yeah, thank you so much. He was a big part of my life. But what I want to talk about is that picture behind you. And we have spent 2 years on this app hearing MAGA say that Trump and this administration and the people around this administration aren't what they keep saying? They're not
fascist.
Right, they're not fascist. Okay? If you're not a fascist regime, there's a lot of sayings we could put up. We could have arguments about, right? We've argued about MAGA. We've argued about that, even though we know where it came from. Mm-hmm. We've argued about different things that he has put forth, poisoning the blood, all the different stuff that he's said, right?
Yep.
You cannot escape what is behind you right now. Okay? That saying was popularized, made in Germany by H-Man. And this, and I want everybody to understand, if anybody doesn't know who probably promoted putting that sign right there, I can promise you Stephen Miller's name's written all over that. And that, you know what I'm saying? That has Stephen Miller written all over it.
Yeah.
And people really need to understand the story. Okay. When this was done, you told the first part of the story, but it's a little more devastating. They actually went into that town, unalived every father and every son. Okay. I mean, it's almost biblical sounding, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Every father and every son, rounded up every mother and every daughter that was left and took them to camps where they eliminated them at a later date. Okay. And if I remember right, it was 170,000 people. This was part of the Nuremberg trials.
Wow.
Okay. So when we talk about that sign that she has and that saying that she has on her podium right there, I want you to understand it gets no more fascist than that statement right there. That is
talking about us being anti-Semitic and stuff like that. But
yeah, the whole thing. I mean, not that I think any of us are anti-Semitic, right?
But they like to project that, right?
Right. They want to project that, but I don't even think they know what it means. So that's the other problem with that. But that sign right there is clear.
Yeah.
That sign, you know what I'm saying? That sign is clear. And if you don't understand what that means, read the history of that saying. I mean, you just have to type in that saying and it pulls up the history for you. And these are the things that we've been talking about a long time. If you want to continue as a Republican because you think you're conservative in any way, to follow that right there, what people have been telling you forever, you are now giving up. You are taking the whipping from the 1%.
Yep.
While acting like you're going to be part of it. You're going to continue to have your pockets picked.
Yep.
Okay? At that same time. And Cosmo, Cosmo, thank you for writing what you just wrote down there in the bottom.
What did he write?
Cosmo just wrote, increase the budget for ICE. Okay? Cosmo, I want you to understand what you just wrote. You just wrote you want to increase the money to the Gestapo. Okay? That is exactly what you just wrote, Cosmo. And you wonder why people don't like you. Okay? The country's done with these types of ideas. We've seen this. History's already played this, Cosmo.
Yeah.
And these are the things that are going to continue to happen. And we have so much going on in this country right now. Job employments. And I mean, I don't know if anybody paid attention to the Fed chair, right? Anybody listen here to what the Fed chair yesterday said?
Go ahead and talk about the Fed chair because that's even making Republicans upset.
Right. The Fed chair came out and said two things. One, going after the Fed, you know what I'm saying, on a deal that's already trying to go after this man for a deal that's already proven to be false, by the way. Already proven to be false. So this doesn't get any dumber than this. But let's talk about the fact that the Fed chair came out and said that the job figures for the last 4 months are off by 60,000 jobs a month. 60,000 jobs a month. Quick math. Can somebody do 60 times 4 for me? I'm pretty sure it's, let's see, 180 and 180. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, guys, that actually gives the president of this country in his first year in office an actual minus job figure. A minus job figure.
Wow.
Yeah, and ADP confirmed it. That's right. And somebody wrote that down there, and that is correct. ADP confirmed what the Fed chair said.
How you feel about that, Dame? Because once again, we know when it comes to unemployment that disproportionately impacts the black community. You know what I'm saying? So I want to know how you feel about that, the damage you're doing with your platform, promoting it. It's sick. He's literally running around here doing victory laps when the economy is going down in flames. And what about the terrorists, Val? You heard about
the terrorists, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to play the backpedal game on that, right? You know what I'm saying? Why is he trying to play the backpedal game on that? Because Republicans called him out. It wasn't us that had been saying it for years. It was actually Republicans that called him out. Specifically some Republicans from Texas, by the way. Okay, because y'all are supposed to be the party of taxation, you know what I'm saying, of making lower taxes for people. Well, the numbers on the tariffs came out, and guess what we found out?
What's that?
Under Joe Biden, everybody paid about average, I think it was $1,600, you know what I'm saying, per year on taxes.
Okay.
You know, like grocery taxes, going out and purchasing things, taxes, and everything like that.
Right.
That average figure has now jumped up to $4,200 after the tariffs. $4,200 per American family after the tariffs. Okay? Wow. So he more than doubled your taxes. Is that a conservative policy, Republicans? Is that conservative? Is that a conservative value?
Do
you think for some stupid reason that Democrats wouldn't like lower taxes? Is that even possible? Okay, $4,200 $100 per American family increase in 1 year due to tariffs.
You know what, Val? You made me think about something that, maybe you can help me feel, because I heard from Caroline Levitt. Did you hear? She said we're supposed to be getting him out $1,000. Did you hear that?
Oh, does $1,000 make up for 4,200?
Well, you do the math. Listen to what she said. This is what she said yesterday. Hold on, let's see if we get
the lowest that it's today. The national average of gasoline is the lowest that it's been in 5 years. We have core inflation at its lowest level in 5 years. And so with a little bit of patience, the American people are going to continue to see that the best is yet to come. President Trump has a proven economic formula that works. He delivered on it in his first term. He's delivering on it now. And in 2026, people in Michigan and in every state across the country are going to see more money in their pockets thanks to President Trump's Working Families Tax Cut that he signed into law last year. Those tax rebates will go into effect this year, and the average American, middle-class American, can look forward to up to $1,000 back into their wallets because of those signature tax cuts. So the best is yet to come. There's a lot of positive economic news out there. The president's not going to stop working. He has housing plans in the works. He has a health care plan in the works, and so you'll continue to hear from the president, and he'll continue to hit the road across the country to speak directly with the people he loves most, the American people.
What do you think about that, Val?
Yeah, y'all keep holding that breath for 2 weeks on the health plan. I'll let that go at that. But here's the thing: gas prices lower than they've ever been, and she's right. Okay, in 5 years, it's the lowest. We are now lower than, you know what I'm saying, than the average month over month, year over year, right? So we are, but there's a caveat.
Yeah.
So when price per barrel gets down below $50 per barrel, and this is simple math, people. When it gets down there, what happens is oil companies can't make money. They start laying people off. So in other words, we're creating more job loss. And we're not creating just any kind of job loss. We're creating high-paying job loss.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's the first thing. And this is the first step to U.S. oil. Remember, hear what I'm telling you. U.S. oil companies that we start losing again. We saw this in 2018, people. We've played this video before. Okay? And in 2018, we lost 40 U.S. oil companies in this very same environment, and millions of oil field jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to drill, baby, drill, but you don't want to have the people to drill, baby, drill. I mean, you don't want the oil companies. This is the same reason the oil companies aren't going to Venezuela. It's not profitable. Yeah. Okay. They're going, this is not profitable. One, we've put mucho infrastructure into Canada due to the Venezuela deal from the past. Mm-hmm. So that's the way we've gone. So the oil companies have already made those commitments. So you're asking them to make a new commitment when oil, because of this type of commitment, would drop below $50 a barrel, and they can't make money when it's there. So oil is a balance, people. You need to understand that. It's not a hey, we just get the price down to $1.99 a gallon or $1 a gallon. There's a price for that $1 a gallon, and in this case, it's jobs.
Yeah. W Val. DJ, Val isn't spinning anything, and Dane, I'll unmute you if you send a guest request. I'll unmute you, but you may have to explain to us all why Shay did what she did, because Shay did the right thing muting you, bro. If you're in here being a sick person, then you get muted. All right, W Shay.
Right. These are the things that are going on in this country. Y'all can fight this all you want to, but reality is that everything in government has to be a balance to benefit the American people. And right now we are at a massive imbalance. Mm-hmm. Okay. We can't take in $10 and pay $100.
Can't.
Okay. You're not going to budget your house that way. Yeah, you're not going to budget your family or your car that way. But you've got a president up there that's trying to ask the American people to let the government operate that way.
Good morning, Val. You summoned DJ. He said what you're doing is you're doing a lot of spin.
A lot of spin. What am I spinning, DJ?
What you're spinning is the fact that Number one, you're saying that he increased the taxes by more than double.
He did.
Where are you getting that information from, Val?
Sir, the tariffs increased the taxes and the
Where
cost
are
to the
you
American
getting the
family.
information?
Sir, that came out yesterday. Why don't you go look? The story on that came out
just
yesterday.
looked it up, Val. What I'm saying is there absolutely was
$1,600 was what the average tax is, what average per family paid during the Biden administration. Now that tax is $2,000 or $4,400 per American family. They talked about it yesterday. This has even been talked about on the Congress floor.
And DJ,
Okay,
some
I'm
people
just
have
asking a
actually
question,
said,
Val.
some people have actually said their
Hey,
bank account is
Zeus,
their
why don't you
source.
let Val talk for himself, okay? Why don't you let Val talk for himself?
Oh.
You don't need to
Oh,
interrupt.
did you just tell the host how to run his show?
Oh, Val, are you trying to
Did
get
you?
away from this?
Did you?
no,
No, I'm not running
somebody's
away from
calling
this,
you
sir.
on your bullshit.
I told you. I said what I said.
DJ, you're crashing out.
Give me-
Prove me
I'm not
wrong,
crashing
DJ.
out. I'm just asking the man
DJ,
to
prove
validate what
me
he said.
wrong. See,
That's
this is
all
what
I'm
I'm not
asking.
going to do with y'all.
Val
anymore.
comes up here
Prove
every day.
me
and
wrong,
screams his
DJ.
crap.
We don't need to do your homework, DJ. Can I ask you a
I'm
question,
doing
DJ?
my homework, Zeus. Stop interrupting me.
No,
Let Val
well,
give
I
us
need
his
you to take
source.
the bass out of your voice, sir, because I got so much power. I literally just asked you.
You don't have any power, Zeus. You have zero. You bring up a bunch of people up here that spread a bunch of bull crap.
Okay.
And I'm calling Val on his bull.
You ever heard of, you know what DJ probably needs to learn?
About me?
You know what he needs to, you know what he probably needs to learn, Zeus? He may need to learn what stand your ground means.
I'm pretty sure that's what I'm doing right now, Val.
Are you?
I'm calling you out on your crap.
Yeah. But prove it.
So
Prove
DJ,
it,
DJ,
DJ.
actually, DJ, you did something that I don't even think is worth. Did you just disrespect Big Zeus on his own show? Because that's actually the most
How many times
egregious.
have you disrespected me on your show? Those who want respect give respect, Zeus.
Name one time I've disrespected you.
Really? Really? You mean kind of like any time that you bring me up here and then right behind me you bring Val up or somebody else and all y'all do is spend the next 20 minutes talking about what a POS I am? You mean that kind of disrespect?
Okay, can we reset
DJ,
the
when did
table?
I once call you a POS?
I've never used that word. I don't even say that.
Okay.
DJ,
Jones.
you
I'm
have
asking
record.
Val a question.
You have a record of me. Wait
I
a
wanna
minute. You have
know
a record
where
of
his
me
source
saying
is,
you
that's
are
all.
a POS, DJ. Do you have a record of that? Because I'm calling you out.
Calling me out how, Zeus?
Do you have a record of me or Val calling you a POS?
Let's see. MAGA demon. He full of crap. I mean, yeah, plenty of words that I've been called.
No. The exact phrase is POS. Do you have record of that?
You may not have used that specific term, Zeus.
So could you
and I'm sorry.
apologize to my audience?
I apologize to you
Thank
for
you.
that. Okay,
Thank
I
you.
apologize that you didn't call me a POS, but you called me just
Thank
about
you.
everything else. So don't even act like you're some kind of innocent guy.
That's a W,
Don't even
Zeus.
say that.
So you lied.
And
And
Val, I'm just asking you for your source. Did I say you were wrong? I said you were spinning.
Okay.
And I just want to know what your
So-
source is.
Do you believe that Americans are spending more because of the tariffs, DJ? Yes or no?
I believe that they're spending more on certain things and they're spending less on others, Zeus.
Then we
Less
don't
on
need-
what?
I'm spending less on gas. That's for daggone sure.
For the first time in 5 years, you're paying less on gas, and at what cost, DJ?
Val, you don't know what the cost is. All you're
Actually,
doing
we
is
do. We've
projecting-
played this game.
No, sir. No, sir.
Actually,
You don't know
actually we
what
did,
the
sir.
cost
We
is.
played this game in 2018. Do you not remember? It was called the Great Oil Crash of 2018.
Zeus, what you're doing, okay, how much time did you guys spend at the beginning of Trump's administration talking about we were heading towards another Great Depression?
And
How
we
much
are.
time did you guys
Hey,
spend
hey,
talking
Jerome
about
Powell talked about that yesterday.
Excuse me?
Stop. DJ, stop.
No, I'm having a
You're
conversation
embarrassing.
with Val.
You're
You don't want me to have a
embarrassing.
conversation
You're
with Val, Zeus?
embarrassing your whole party now.
No, are you intimidated by the fact that I can have a conversation with Val? Is that what you're doing? I'm trying to have a conversation with the man. Relax.
Remember the stand your ground thing? Yeah, I think it's time.
Excuse me?
Val said he's done with you. You're done with him, Val?
Absolutely.
Because
I'm not going to play these games. There's way too much. See, here's the thing.
I
Here's the
gotta
thing,
treat
DJ.
what you're saying.
Here's what I'm going to tell you.
I gotta
Projecting
respect
things
Val.
that are going to
Here,
happen.
DJ.
You don't know
DJ.
that they're going to happen, Val.
DJ, hold on. It's my turn now. I sat quietly while you were talking. DJ, here, I'm gonna tell you this. Here's the problem. Okay, and here's why I'm done.
Okay.
Because there is real issues, and people like you absolutely refuse to see them. After Jerome Powell came out yesterday and said what he said, and then confirmed by ADP
He's talking to you,
then
DJ.
confirmed
Please,
by
I'll give you a chance to
ADP
respond before I do what I
that
need to do.
then confirmed by ADP that we are losing $60,000 more jobs a month than the president and his administration reported.
Where are those jobs?
60,000 more. Now I want to make sure. I want to make sure you understand.
DJ, if you
That's
can't handle the truth,
240,000
you can't
jobs.
handle the
That's
truth.
240,000 jobs. Jerome Powell also talked about
He can't handle
how
the
that
truth.
position has to be able to work independently to actually stop us from going into a recession. This is not a political game for Jerome Powell, and he made that very clear yesterday. Okay? The problem people like you don't understand is if this president were to replace Jerome Powell and put a idiot in place of him, it would immediately drive us because he would lower interest rates, which would then drop us into major debt. And somebody's going to call that card, DJ. And that is what he is worried about. That has been his job. He's done it under 4 administrations. There's been things I've disagreed with him, but you know what, sir? He has kept us out of a recession.
Thank you. And we're in a manufacturing recession,
right.
according to economists
So
right
you're
now.
saying that the reason we haven't gone into a recession is Jerome Powell. Is that what you're saying, Val? Is that your statement?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But we're in a manufacturing recession. You can go look that up, and you can fact check me. Now, here's the thing, DJ. You've been very disrespectful.
So
You've
what
been
was
very
the GDP
disrespectful.
growth, Val, last quarter,
Well,
Val?
no. We got to move it on, DJ. And again,
Oh, yeah, because you don't want to talk about any other facts other than what's convenient for you to talk about.
I'll say this. You're
Say
right.
this.
I shouldn't send you straight to hell, so I won't send you straight to hell. All right? Fair enough.
Do what you want, Zeus. You're going to do it anyway, bro.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So that's DJ, ladies and gentlemen. We're not going to send him to hell.
Coming up here trying to play the whataboutism game is not what we need right now. We do not need to have people like DJ that want to come up here and play a whataboutism game or prove it. When we just heard it yesterday. We just heard it out of the Fed's mouth yesterday. Okay? This man has been trusted under 4 administrations. He's done his job, even though I don't agree with him all the time. He's actually done his job very well. He doesn't care what anybody else thinks. He does what he feels, and that board does what they feel is best to maintain our economy.
Thank you.
It doesn't matter what we think.
That's what I'm talking about. Val. Val, you did an outstanding job. I appreciate you standing your ground and enduring me keeping them up here as long as I did. But we had to give him, a little bit of airspace to at least unleash the demon. And once we saw the demon, we realized he couldn't defend Donald Trump. And that
right. He immediately goes to prove it. Sir, we heard it yesterday. ADP backed it up. Okay? I don't know what your malfunction is, but you can look everything up I talked about and actually go find what I'm talking about. And there is not a single American household right now from real people that will tell you they're paying less money on their products that they're buying or taxes.
And people say look at their bank account. So with that being said, DJ, you gotta stop, bro. You really do. W Val. All right, Val. I gotta try to bring up some of our mutuals before they get
Hi, everyone.
All right, they tried to get on me if I don't get them up here, All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's Val right there. I want to say thank you to all of you in the audience for enduring when I bring up some of the repeat offenders. I know you really don't like them. I mean, but this is the best MAGA has, all right? And so we'll sometimes have to take what we can get from these demons and then do what we do. And so MAGA, you now have a choice, right? You could either go straight to hell or you can go down the toilet. The choice is truly yours now. I get it. Maybe I shouldn't send every single one of you, but when you do something ungodly, you're definitely going straight to hell. W Zeus. DJ, same thing, make you laugh or make you cry, bro. I'm the Rizzler. Yeah. So moving on. Yeah, Dame, I told you I'd unmute you if you send me a guest request with your other account. I'll unmute it but I trust Shay's judgment. I really do. Dame. So I'm going to actually let Shay explain to me if she wants to. She doesn't have to. But maybe she can. Why did she decide to do what she did to Dame?
Because he added me. He said, at Shay, deport feminists. So I silenced him. I showed him how strong women are, and I silenced him. He said, deport feminist.
Does he even know what that means?
No, he doesn't.
We had that
He
conversation.
doesn't.
We had
He doesn't.
See, and so, Dame, and again, I know you, when I go into your space, you make sure folks don't get on Big Zeus, but you got to understand, I carry myself a lot different when I go into your space. I would never say anything like that. I'd never say anything like that. You can't come onto a platform like this with as much smart and intelligent, beautiful women and say something like that without expecting,
I didn't even say anything to him. What's so crazy is he decided to at me. I don't know why. I guess I make him feel small, I guess, in some way.
Oh.
So he decided to say deport feminists. And what's funny is,
I'm listening.
Dame, I've been married. It'll be 24 years in March.
Oh, congratulations.
So where's your success in relationships and marriage?
Yang, LA.
Since you want to put me in a box and tell me not to be a feminist, isn't it strange that you can label me a feminist?
I'm a feminist too, Dame.
But yet I can maintain a very long marriage and raise my children that are in college.
Yeah.
Yeah, he don't want to divorce Cosmo. You know what? Can I use my powers on Cosmo?
Ellie?
Can I use my powers on Cosmo?
Yeah, you can.
Thank you. I love you.
I mean, you don't have to ask.
I mute him. I should block Cosmo. He's a racist, but
You don't have to really ask. Sometimes you just do it. But the people who know me, they know if they send me a guest request, there's a chance I might unmute them. But the muting is justified because what you're doing is giving them a warning. Because if it escalates, then we block.
If you're not going to be here, then we've got Vegas Girl in here. I don't know why she's here because she put in the chat yesterday that you go to Zeus's live, that's where you get bullied. So I don't. Here's what I don't get. DJ's complaining, Vegas Girl's complaining, Cosmo, Dame's crying because the feminist muted him. Alter Ego, all this stuff. They come in here and they just complain. Tiny Tank Top Tom. Complain. I've got a question. Is anybody making you be here? Anybody? Anybody forcing you to be here? Then don't complain. You choose to be here every day. And whether you like what we say to you or not, Viper, you're another one. If you choose to be here, then don't complain about it. I mean, this is why you guys call us soft and emotional. You're deflecting. You're projecting.
Yeah.
Good, Vegas Girl. I'm glad you be here. You're welcome here. But don't go over in other chats and start BS and say you get bullied and Shay just likes to stay in her comfort zones and doesn't come out. I can do what the heck I want. So can Zeus. And Zeus can do what I want.
Shay, isn't it amazing that they won't say anything about Donald Trump's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein? Isn't it amazing?
Oh, they won't even talk about it. So can we talk about Sasha Riley? Is anyone, I'm telling you guys, go in and look up Sasha Riley. And I'm noticing that there's a lot of things that are coming down. They're going to do everything they can. Okay? You're not being bullied, Vegas Girl. Again, if you don't like it here, then leave. People don't have to be nice to anybody. You don't think we're bullied when we go in your little friends' spaces? But you know what? That's why I don't go over there, because I don't need to deal with the BS. If you don't like it, then leave. Like, I don't know why y'all are complaining and crying about your treatment about certain things. Like, okay, anyway, enough, Vegas Girl. I'm going to mute because you're distracting me. Oh, God, there's conservative D, whatever his name is. Okay, anyway, Sasha Riley. This is very important for all of you to go see this. There's several audio clips. He was interviewed on Substack, and he is a Iraq war veteran. Okay, he was trafficked from the age of 9 to 13, young boy, by his father to Jeffrey Epstein. And I'm telling you, if you are a victim of SA, I'm going to give you a warning not to listen to too much of it. It's really hard to listen to.
I personally have listened to it, and part of me wonders if this is made up, right? Because I always try to think maybe they're doing this because they're trying to, put a blemish on Trump's reputation, especially like right now with all the things that are happening. But as I listened, I was disturbed. I said, you link it to the situation in Minnesota, Lake Michigan.
Yeah. Oh God, I know.
And you can't help but ask yourself, if this is really true, would you be doing what Donald Trump is doing right now? And as the president, and I said, everything Donald Trump is doing right now is to really stop.
Oh, yeah.
What he's done from coming out. And you got to say, was it that bad? And I'm like, if it was something real small, he would let it come out and he'd do his little spin on it.
100%.
I'm convinced that what's in those Epstein files is so evil.
Mm-hmm.
And I use that word very lightly. It's so evil that even the devil himself knows this ain't a good look.
Yeah. I mean, it's so bad, guys. This is why. And he doesn't only name Trump, but what he says about Trump is wow. Wow. I mean, we're talking animal unalivements. We're talking bad stuff. But he also names Jim Jordan. He talks about the fact that he was his dad kind of taught him to be a knuckle fighter. Vegas Girl, you can go to YouTube, honey. You can go to X. You can go anywhere, Google. Just put in Sasha Riley's name, okay? It's that easy, babe.
And again,
Anyway,
Shane, for those in the audience listening, are you getting paid to push this narrative?
No. In fact, this was sent to me last night by a friend saying, I don't know what to say about this. And of course, that video, and I shared it with you, it's gone. So I'm telling you, they're going to try to do this. And I went on X. It's all over the place. I'm seeing it all over TikTok. He names Jim Jordan, yes, of Ohio, Matt Jordan. He names Andy Biggs. He names Lindsey Graham. I forget all the ones. Clarence Thomas. That was another one.
Now, again, I don't have the evidence to prove this, but this is what we're hearing he said.
Listen to what he's saying. There's no way. Listen, the reason he's come out, he's been very clear. He has been waiting for these e-files to come out. He has been waiting. They're all waiting. They've all been waiting for years for these to come out. And they thought for sure this was really going to happen. And he said, I can no longer be quiet anymore. I can no longer be quiet. So he is willing to testify. He is willing to be under oath. He is willing to take a lie detector test. All of it.
Now, you would think that Donald Trump,
he stays alive.
You would think that Donald Trump and Melania and them, they would be eager to sue people, right? Who are putting out things like this. So that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for Donald Trump to file a lawsuit.
Well, look at what the Clintons are doing. The Clintons are saying we're not coming in and testifying until all of the Epstein files are released. That's the Clintons. Hillary and Bill have said we're not coming in and testifying. Release all of it, and then you can ask us questions about it.
Yeah, and I think that's a fair position.
That's a fair position. Yeah.
So that Donald Trump will not be in control of the narrative.
Yeah, because they know what's in there. Hillary Clinton worked for the State Department. They know what's in there. They all know what's in there. And yeah, Bill was probably at some parties and whatever, but it's nothing compared to what Sasha Riley has said about Trump. Said he was the highest. He's basically the head of it. He was the most wealthy of the members. He said as a kid, 25 to 50 people would watch things happen to me. They often had young boys and a young girl.
It is sick, Dame. It is sick, bro.
It's all sick.
And
real sick stuff,
for you, Dame, the caution is this. If this all pans out to be true, how will you move forward in life knowing you went this hard for Donald Trump? That's the question you got to kind of answer, bro. Because this is some sick stuff. And this goes to all of you Trump voters. How do you think the rest of the world will receive you Because they'll have all your content on the internet about what you were saying.
If I was y'all, I'd get away real fast. I understand you're conservative, you're going to vote a certain way, but I would spend less time praising Trump.
Yeah.
I would. And listen, none of us want this to be true. None of us are enjoying this. Many of us are victims of SA, rape, child, all that stuff. So none of us want to hear this stuff. None of us are relishing in this. None of us. Yes, it's been verified. The actual reporter that did this is highly verified person. And like I said, Vegas girl, he has come out and said, I will go under oath. I will testify. I will have a polygraph test. I'll do it all.
Yeah.
He's very clear on what he wants to do. And I did see someone correct me on they, them. I do not know their correct pronouns, but I hadn't heard that. So, but he was a little boy is what I'm going to just say. He was a little boy, 9 to 13 years old. And the stuff he endured and witnessed, I'm amazed he went off and served for this country.
Yeah.
I'm amazed at his strength in that.
Tell him, Shay.
So listen, go in and just, why do you think he won't ever testify, Vegas girl? Are you okay with yourself? I hope he testifies. I want this out. Who did this to children? Don't you want to know who did this to children? Don't you care?
Please.
I don't get what you're doing here. I hope he testifies.
Yeah, have a heart. Please.
I hope this comes out. I hope this is released. I hope all of it. We want to know everyone. This isn't about Trump for us. This is about there is 25 to 50 people watching this stuff. This stuff was filmed. The DOJ has all these tapes. It was all in the Epstein files. It was all in his stuff. All this is out here. We need to know. We have to care. We have to care about who this was and who was involved. We don't care who it is. We don't. And we shouldn't. We should know who's behind this because it's still happening. If we don't get who did this 20 years ago, this is happening right now to children right now.
Bingo.
Same group of people. Same cover-ups. That's what we care about. Come on, guys.
Wake up.
This isn't political, for freak's sake. This is not political. This isn't who we voted for. This isn't about that. This isn't blue versus red.
Thank you.
This isn't even American. This is humanity.
Thank you. They don't care, Shay, but...
Because this happened all over the world, he said. This wasn't just in Jeffrey Epstein Island. He said it's all over. It happened all over the world. And they unalived some of these children and buried them in farms and all. I'm telling you guys, you go listen to it. And then you tell me that we shouldn't fight for every chance for this young man to be heard and anybody else. Because once he comes out, just like the accusers of Bill Cosby and, Weinstein, once they start to talk, right? Once one is brave enough, they will follow.
Thank you.
And I'm glad that Sasha Riley is got the guts. He obviously does because he served for our country to do this. But he was hoping this would come out because he knows he's putting his life on the line for this.
Amen.
So anyway, let's stop the political mess. This isn't about who we voted for, guys. If we care about our children, those of us that are parents, if we care about children, we need to find out this cover up.
Thank you.
We need to know who was behind it. And so that's what I wanted to say. And yeah, Val covered the whole snazzy slogan that our head of DHS is running around on her podiums. And it's just, I know you guys you keep using the word Gestapo and fascist and all of this. Guys, we're not making it up.
We're not.
They're in your face saying we are, and you don't want to see it. So we're pointing it out to you. That's a Nazi slogan.
Look it up. You can look it up
Where
yourself.
they unalived hundreds of thousands of civilians in a small town because one of their Nazis got unalived by villagers in the Czech Republic, near Prague, a little town called Leidish, near Prague. I mean, come on, guys. If you're okay with this, I don't know how to help you, and I don't even want to talk to you.
Thank you.
We're not making it up. We're not being hyperbolic. We're not.
Thank you.
As historians, we're pointing it out to you. They're not playing in our faces. They are in our face.
Thank you.
They're not playing, guys.
Yeah.
They are signaling not to you that are just, I'm just a conservative. I don't like abortion, so I'm going to vote this way. They're not talking to you. They're signaling out to the group. They know who they're talking to, just like Donald Trump did when he said, Proud Boys, stand back and stand by. But you guys won't freaking listen.
Thank you.
I'm not talking to you. They putting it out. Who do you think's in ICE? All those January 6ers. Have you seen the Patriot Front lately? All the little guys in the white gaiters?
Yeah.
You seen them lately parading?
I've seen them with their long beards, J6ers with
They're
ICE
in ICE.
uniforms on. It's sick.
That's why you don't see them parading through towns right now. That's the message to their forces, to their Gestapo.
Thank you. Hit them.
You don't see Proud Boys. They're in there. Oath Keepers. They're in ICE. All of them are in ICE. That's what's doing this, and we're calling it out to you.
And they prop ICE
wake
up.
up.
Wow.
Wake up.
All right, Shay, we gotta move.
Love you.
on.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Please don't get on me. Welcome.
Have a good
Thank
day,
you so much.
everyone.
No, thank you. Yeah, you nailed them to the floor. Oh my gosh, that was so amazing. Thank you. Oh yes, see, this is what we need more of, ladies and gentlemen. Honest conversations. All right. Do I have any Trump voters out there? Come on up here. Get your daily dose of crow, because you got to eat crow, MAGA. You really do. Any Trump voters out there? Identify yourselves. Zeus, can you show us where the Nazi symbol or what year? Right there. Go read it. Jeff Johnson, go and look it up. Did you get that, Jeff? Because you can't keep asking me questions all show. All right, but we're calling it out in real time. All right, okay. All right, moving it along, ladies and gentlemen. Moving it along. That's not AI. You know what it is. Hey.
Yeah, what up, Zeus? They took my other page. I'll be back on my other one tomorrow, man. The TDS. TDS fake news. I'm not banned, but my guest is, because my guest was saying something. I have a lot of Democrats up there, so I guess a Democrat came up there and said some misinfo, and the AI caught it. But I'll be able to have guests.
So the AI caught the Democrat and punished you?
Well, that's what they do. I can go live. I can speak all I want. I didn't spew any misinformation, but my guests, they ban your guests for 3 days. So as a guest, I can't have guests for 3 days. Well, till tomorrow.
Okay, wow. I mean, I guess that makes sense. But listen, you came in here. It's hot. What is it you feel you want to say to all of us? Because you know your credibility is not doing so well these days.
Well, my credibility is actually highly above average, to the point to where, like, I need to realize that I am exactly who I think I am, and that's an extremely confident level of godlike superior level. That's where I am. As far as me and the people where I believe in America first, and people that actually love America, to the anti-Americans, to the pro-illegals, to the pro-Iranians, yeah, of course, I'm at the bottom of the barrel. But you know, you got to look at the people. I'm at the bottom of the barrel, Zeus. To people with
You're
blue.
at the bottom of the barrel.
Hold on, Zeus. Hold on. I'm at the bottom of the barrel.
You admitted it, not me. I'm just repeating what you said.
I'm at the bottom of the barrel, Zeus.
That's clever.
To people with blue hair, and who wants a guy to think they're a woman. So how at the who am I really at the bottom of the barrel? The people with common sense. Like I went to the
You
I went
just
to the
said
No
you're at
Kings.
the bottom, but then you said, "Are you really
I
at the
went to the
bottom?" Well, yeah.
Zeus. I went to the No Kings protest, and the people who despise me, they have a Big Bird costume and Elmo costumes with blue hair.
Oh,
Do you think I really lose an ounce of sleep that a bunch of weirdos who don't know what they really are, who believes there's 95 genders, do you think I really lose an ounce of sleep from a demon? These are literal demons that you support.
Hey,
And you as a good guy,
can I
it's
answer your questions? Because
it's
this is
crazy how your discernment can't tell that you're on the wrong side of history.
okay.
Zeus.
So what I'll say is this: I really do believe it's getting to you. I really do believe it's getting to you because
Thank
you
you,
talk
Ellie.
about it. You talk about these things that happen so much because when you're really the Rizzler like me, there's so many things going on in the world. That would be on the bottom of my list of priorities because I'm like, live your life, live your truth.
Oh,
I
that
have
is
no
Zeus.
problem. And I
That
don't
is that's
understand.
that's
Okay,
so
so
low.
if you were to say what's more important, somebody in a Big Bird costume or the president of the United States in the Epstein files not releasing them, which one would be the most important thing in your world?
The most important would be Bill Clinton in them because we have the most
No,
proof
no,
that
no,
he's been in
no.
the
That
most.
see how you did that? Your
Bill
mind
Clinton was
isn't.
literally in a hot tub,
But,
Zeus,
but
laughing.
I said the president, and Bill Clinton is not the sitting president.
Imagine if Trump was in the hot
Is
tub
he?
laughing.
Is Bill Clinton the sitting president?
He was.
Okay, but is he now? So
We
this
should be.
gets
My point is, we should be
and so
just as
you
worried
know what
if
that
Clinton
reminds
was
me
in
of,
there.
Dave?
We
You
should
ever
be just as
you remember when
worried.
you was a kid? I don't know if this happened to you. Your mom would catch you, your dad would catch you, whatever, and they asked you, "Did you do XYZ?" What happens if you didn't answer them?
You got in trouble.
I asked you a very simple question, and you're dancing around. If we was, you'd be
If
right
we
there
actually
getting a
had
whooping,
solid
bro.
proof that he committed anything illegal, yes, that's way more important.
We have
But
proof.
no. If we're going off
Okay,
people
Dave.
like no. If we have to
Hold
listen to
hold
people,
on. The law says he's supposed to release the files. He hasn't done it.
AutoPen was supposed to release him as well.
No. See, you just moved it. You said
I
if
didn't
we
move
have proof he
nothing,
did
man.
anything illegal,
This man,
and
hold
then
on,
I
hold
gave
on.
you proof.
This
Now
man's
you're
been a
talking
president.
AutoPen.
Zeus, this man's been a president for a year. Why is it his responsibility to release something that's been a crime for over 3 decades? What are you talking about right now?
Well, at least you
That doesn't
finally
even
admitted he's
sound
the president. At least you
logically.
admitted Donald Trump is the president. Finally. Now you see how I tricked you into doing that. Now keep going, because I'm
The
gonna trick
man's
you
been
into
a
doing something
president.
else.
Well, it just goes
I'm
to
gonna trick
show.
you. You better be careful.
And you're a good guy. It's not about you, Zeus. I don't
I
want to
get
get
it,
this
but
messed up. This is
yeah.
not about you. But the people in the crowd who's in the shades and the fake shades of the world,
Now we're getting
they're
off topic. We're getting
hold on.
off
I'm just
topic,
saying
brother.
they
We're
don't.
getting
Y'all
off
don't really
topic,
care
brother.
about kids
No.
because
Actually, that's where
this
I
has
wanted.
been an
How
issue
did
for the last decade.
how did you go to that point before I got there? Because that's exactly where I wanted to take you.
Y'all want one
Because
man to cure this, and this has been a problem for over
so
a decade. He's been in power
president,
in a year. He's been the president for a year,
but
and
Dave,
y'all want him to release this super extravaganza PD3 ring that's been in our country and we've been known about for over 3 or 4 decades. These people are delusional. They don't really care about kids. They have
so
TDS, and feminists like Nicole Renee Good
hold on,
was a
hold
good
on,
example
hold on,
with how TDS can end bad for you.
Listen. I get it. You want to be a radical, but you're not on the left, bro. So you got to cut it out. All right. If you want to be a radical, you got to be on the left. Stick to being MAGA. And I just need you to focus. Why do you have a problem with Donald Trump doing his job as the sitting president? I don't get it.
I would love for him to release the
Okay, stop right there.
unredacted
So
files.
there you go. Now listen,
I would
I
love for
got
him
you
to
to
release
admit
it
that
just
he's
to
the
just to
president.
shut everybody up. I really
Thank you.
would.
Because I do believe you're capable of at least seeing the issue. So, and whether you agree with it or not is a different thing. So you want him to release the files too. We have that in common. Give me a good reason why you think he hasn't. Because you're almost there. You're almost there.
The same reason why everyone else hasn't before him. No different. It will take down the entire
What is
USA
that?
government most likely.
Oh. It will take down
I
the
believe the
entire.
entire USA government and most governments around this world would just go under. That's why I believe. So I believe it's above his head and many other people.
Even
But
though
that's
the
not. I
law,
mean, because
even
if
so,
I'm if
so
I'm
so
if
listen.
I'm
Let me get
auto
this
paying,
understood. Let me get this understood. You believe that whatever is in those files is so bad it will destroy the world.
all the powerful people across the world, absolutely. Princes, billionaires,
Okay.
all of them.
Okay. So with that understanding, now you're taking me into a place. What do you think Donald Trump should do then?
I think he should release it, but he's probably scared of being unalived to God knows what. I want him to release him just to shut everybody up. But clearly it's above my head. So I don't like speaking on chatty. Like Shay just came up here and spewed a bunch of
We're
chatty
getting somewhere,
patty stuff.
Dame.
I
You're
don't
actually
I don't
taking me
do the
somewhere.
chatty
So
patty.
you're saying it's so bad in the files that we passed the law to have it released, but Donald Trump won't do it because it'll destroy the government.
Absolutely.
So
Democrat and Republican.
What should the rest of us in the country do, Dame? Because Donald Trump is afraid to. Because I would make the point that I believe what he's doing now is actually destroying the government. He's destroying the confidence the people have with the government. He's sending us to wars in foreign places we didn't want to go to. With tariffs, he's doing things. I mean, there's a number of things going on. Why do you think this thing that would expose to us this ring of predators would be the one thing to destroy America? I think that's not a good enough answer. Do you think Donald Trump perhaps is in those files and has something about him in those files that he doesn't want to disclose? Because it doesn't make sense that he cares all of a sudden about people. That doesn't seem like his profile.
I believe what he said. I believe he was in contact. As far as on the plane and stuff like that, yes. As far as I believe when he found out how sick Epstein was, he banned him from Mar-a-Lago, and I believe that was the end of their relationship.
Okay, Dame, but he lied about being on the plane. Remember?
Okay.
So, if a person lie to you about what really has been going on with their relationship,
Anybody that's hanging out with the PD3, you have to question what they're doing and if they did anything. I'm not denying that. My point is,
so how do you justify yourself?
Hold on. My point is, without the evidence, you're just having a chatty patty argument, and I don't have chatty patty. You don't have no evidence that said he did anything illegal. Does it look like that? Because Epstein was
Does he look like he did anything illegal to you, Dame?
No.
Even though you know he's breaking the law right now by not releasing the files, it doesn't look like he's doing anything illegal.
So you have definitive proof that Trump, specifically only Donald J. Trump, he's solely responsible for redacting whatever is redacted in the release files. You're 100%. And if you are, go ahead and show me that evidence. Or are you just going off TDS?
Well, I'll say this. And again, I don't really think we can get into all of the minutia or the nuances, but I do recall Pam Bondi saying she had the files, right? And then I do remember her also, or the DOJ saying they're not going to move forward with prosecuting anyone. And now I remember them saying they're investigating people. And then I also remember they said they found 1 million, and then that went up to 5 million documents now, and they haven't fully released the files yet. We only have 1%. So with all of that chaos going on, there's one person that is responsible for all of those I guess it's multiple directives about what they should or shouldn't do with the files. There's one person that's responsible for that, and that's the President of the United States. He's the one instructing Pam Bondi how to deal with this. You see what I'm saying? Because it doesn't make any sense why Pam Bondi would risk being prosecuted. Because you do recognize that once another administration comes in, they can actually prosecute the people who are in the way of this being released. You do.
So when President Trump get out of office, the Epstein files should be released the first day, right? Because I'm going to come here. God forbid a Democrat wins. God forbid the Democrat wins the midterms and wins 2028. I should come here, and all these people, 1,000 plus people, are here witnessing. Hold on, Zeus.
Don't
So
go that
1,000
far
plus
now.
people are here witnessing because I'm coming back.
Yeah.
God
But
said, if God said the same.
in the meantime, Dame, and I say all of that to say, it's amazing that you're not at least giving yourself a way out with this, with Donald Trump.
What the hell did I do? I didn't vote.
No, because here's the thing. You're going hard for Donald Trump, even though you know this looks real bad. And you're not saying to yourself, there's a good chance this man is in the files and he has done something disgusting.
You got a tether telling me to deport.
Hold on. And there's a good chance there's something that's in there that's really going to implicate him. How are you going to get on TikTok or social media and then say, oh, Donald Trump's a POS? You can't do that, right? Because this is the opportunity for you to do that before it actually comes out, because now you got to go back and explain to everybody how you lied on TikTok for all these years.
And when it comes out that he wasn't, and I do that right now, let's say I do that right now, say I do everything Trump did, and then it comes out and he wasn't, how do I come back? Then what? And how do I come back and say I left the demo without solid proof? I turned on Trump, everything I believe. So what happened? Hold on. What happens when he's not on there? And the Democrats gaslit me to believe something that there was no proof for.
The point is, it ain't even the Democrats that are telling you this. You could go look at it yourself. This isn't a like Shay said, this isn't a Democrat or a Republican issue. This is just solid evidence. If you believe that Joe Biden sniffing kids is bad, then you have way more than enough evidence to.
It's just hard to take.
You got way more than enough evidence. You got way more than enough evidence.
It's hard to take these folks serious.
No. I'm not asking you to take me serious. I'm asking you to look at the evidence.
These kids are literally adults now. We got kids.
I don't care. Hold
on, Zeus. If it was really about kids, and it was like Shay said, if it wasn't about left and right and Trump, we would be talking about the 300,000 under auto pen last month at that border.
Boy,
if it was really about kids, it's not about kids with y'all. This shit is about Trump, man.
Dame.
Stop the malarkey.
Dame.
Stop the malarkey. Y'all haven't hosted one live about the 300,000 kids under auto pen.
I thought you were capable of staying on topic.
I'm just saying, we can have the debate about Epstein, Zeus, but don't frame it as if it's about the safety of kids. It's not.
Nobody even brought up the safety of kids. I have not brought up the safety of kids. You did that.
No, Shay just did.
Okay,
nothing I'm saying is about you.
She can say whatever she wants to say. You can't argue 5 different points. I'm trying to get you to acknowledge that if it's about evidence, you have way more evidence about Donald Trump's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein than you have about Joe Biden being a P3DO. But you have no problem saying Joe Biden is a bad person. But you have a problem doing it with Donald Trump.
Personally, no. In Biden's personal life, Biden is not a bad person in his personal life.
Okay. You didn't want me. Let me ask you this, Dan.
I don't know Biden in his personal life. I never criticized him as a personal person. I always said he was a sucky president.
Okay, great. What? Explain this. You.
If Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. You know?
That was a sick statement. It's simple. They're sick.
What's the favorite thing you have in common with your father?
Either real estate or golf.
Donald, with your daughter?
Well, I was going to say sex, but I can't relate that.
You ever joke like that? You ever joke like that with kids? About kids?
That's sick, dude. That's sick. What you want me to say?
So what more evidence do you need?
He said a sick statement that I don't agree with. What's your point, Zeus?
What more evidence do you need? He's a sick man.
So him saying
that's not enough. That's not enough.
Hold on. So him saying that about hold on. Stop. So
that's not enough. Just say, Dame. Just say it's not enough, Zeus, so I can move on.
As a grown man, that's why I'm asking.
You won't say you would do it.
I'm trying to understand your logic. So you're saying as a grown man, you look at that sick statement and you tie that to he's done this with children.
Yes.
Okay.
And the fact that you can't, and you want to see more. What you want to do? You want to go in the room when he doing it?
Bro, I said that statement was sick.
No. Really. If it's a sick statement, what more do you need to hear from a man to get confirmed this is a sick man? Because I got a lot of lines, bro.
Hold on,
You
so
got a
you
lot
never,
of lines.
hold on, so you
Hold
never,
on. I got a lot of lines.
Zeus,
You got a
Zeus,
lot of lines.
hold on.
Dame,
Zeus,
and I'll
Zeus,
say
you
this.
never voted, you never voted for
Dame, hold on.
Zeus.
I've never even heard you say anything like that.
Have you never voted for a
Did you hear what I
candidate?
just said? Did you hear what I just said?
I heard you, but have
What
you
did I
never?
say? What did I say? I said
You
I've
said you
never
never
heard.
heard me say anything
Okay.
like that.
Would you
And I
ever
never
say
will
anything?
say anything
Why
like
won't you
that.
say anything like that, Dame?
I just said it because it's
No,
sick.
no. Why? But it's just words. Why wouldn't you say it? Say it right now.
My point is, Zeus.
Could you
have
say it
ne-
right now? Just
have
say
you
it.
never
It's-
voted for
Dame,
someone
Dame,
who's
Dame,
spoken
Dame,
like
stop,
that?
Stop. Right. This moment we're in right now is the very reason why we can't move forward as a country. Because
you want to admit that you have done the same thing.
No, I've never said that.
No, but you have voted for somebody that has.
No, Dame. I'm asking you, point blank, man to man, would you ever say anything like what Donald Trump said? Joking or not, would you ever say it?
No,
Why not?
because I'm not sick.
So that means Donald Trump saying it means if Trump said it, it's because he's sick. So you just confirmed that you understand Donald Trump is a sick man.
I said that was a sick statement he said.
No, I asked you, Dave, slow down. I asked you, why won't you say it? And you said, because I'm not sick. That's
Correct.
what your answer was. So that logic applies to Donald Trump.
So can people make sick statements without being a sick person, Zeus?
That's why I told you, say what Donald Trump said then.
I'm asking you, can a person say something?
Apparently you think so. So say on TikTok right now what you just heard Donald Trump say to prove to us that this logic works.
Okay,
Say
all
what he
right,
said.
I'm gonna say it. I'm about to say it. I'm gonna say it right after you say it's fine to sniff kids. I'll go
I knew
first.
you wouldn't. I knew
No,
you
no,
wouldn't.
no, no,
'Cause
no.
you don't.
Hold on,
And
stop,
Dame,
Zeus,
and Dame,
hold on,
here's the
Zeus, I
thing.
will say
Here's the
it.
thing,
Hold on,
Dame.
stop, Zeus,
Dame.
Zeus,
Dame.
stop,
Dame.
Zeus.
Dame.
Say
I can
it
say
is okay to sniff children, and I will say that. Go.
Dame. The reason you
W
will
Dame.
not-
W Dame. See? You see how hypocritical a Democrat is today,
Dame,
Stu?
Dame,
You can't say that's okay, but you want me to say that's sick shit.
Dame. The reason you will not say it is because you don't want to be on record saying that.
And the reason why you don't
hold
want
on,
to say it's
no.
okay
Hold
to
on, let
sniff
me
a child because you
hold
know
on,
that's
Dame,
sick as well.
Dame.
So in that case, all of them are sick.
See, Dame, I see it and you see it. You don't want us to be able to screen record you saying something sick.
Wow, Further said that's not the same. More these people
You know
are
why,
really
Dame?
insane.
Dame, stay focused.
So sniffing kids are not the same?
Dame, we're not talking about anything
Whoa.
but Donald Trump's statement. Dame, you don't want us to be able to screen record you saying something sick because we would then be able to weaponize that and say Dame is a sick man. And you get it.
No, I will
you
say
get it when
Zeus.
you get it
Zeus.
when it
No,
applies
no,
to you.
Zeus,
And it
I
shouldn't
will
be
say
tied
it.
to it shouldn't be tied to what I say. You as a man should be able to repeat what your dear leader said. Stand on
You see
business
this, huh,
with
BA?
it. Give me
You
the
see this,
screen
BA?
recording. Give me the screen recording, Dame. You won't do it.
Zeus, I will say it. If
Say
you
it.
just Zeus,
Say
I
it.
mean,
I'm
in front of
giving
1,000
you,
people.
I give you 5 seconds. Say it. Or if
I
you don't
will.
say it in
If
5
you
seconds, I gotta go send you straight to hell.
If you
bro.
say
Give me
it's
the
okay to
screen
sniff
recording.
kids.
Give me
You
the
say it's okay to sniff kids, I will say it.
No, Dame, it doesn't depend on me. This is you.
See?
Show us what you
Because
believe
you know.
in. He won't say it,
W,
ladies
Dame,
and gentlemen.
bro,
Ladies and gentlemen, Dame
Charlie
has
Kirk of this
so
shit. I am the Charlie Kirk of this.
Dame
I am
knows,
literally the GOAT.
and this is
You
exactly
know
what I'm talking
that's
about,
sick
Dame.
as hell to sniff a child.
No,
And you
it's-
can't see it.
No,
That's why.
say what your dear leader said about his daughter. Say it.
If
3,
you say it's okay to sniff a
2,
child, I'll say it.
1. CZ Dame, he know he done. And that's a W Zeus, ladies and gentlemen. Join me in sending Brother Dame. He's not a brother this morning. He's a demon this morning. Demon Dame. Straight to hell. See, I go there. I go there, Dame.
Silence!
He won't say it.
MAGA Damon!
See, I go there. I got him to admit that Donald Trump is the president. I got him to admit Trump hasn't released the files, and then he froze when I told him to stand 10 toes down and say something sick, and he wouldn't do it. So let that be a lesson, Dame. You tried, you lied, and you fried. W Zeus. SB, knock it off, SB. Dame knew if he would have given me and the rest of us that screen recording of him saying what Donald Trump said about his daughter, if he would have said that, He knew I would have went to Pluto. He knew I would have went to Pluto with that. Ooh. Oh, we got a sick demon. And you know, because I would have made the video, I would have grabbed I said, give it to me. And I wouldn't have did it in her because, you know, I get my live taken down. But I would have screen recorded it, and I would have, this is a brother right here who needs professional help. He just said, and I literally would let him play, and I would make so much content out of that video, and Dame didn't want to give me that. So no, it's not a W Dame, it's a W Zeus, all right? And it wouldn't have just been me. Every single one, and we got 1,500 plus people in here. They would have had all the information they needed to nail this demon to the cross. And he knows it. And this is why I say he knows Donald Trump is a sick person. He knows it. But yet he get out here, put his whole face on the camera, just like Snuggles, all up in the camera. I love this man. Okay, it's going to be a point. It's going to be a point when you realize it wasn't worth it. You know, I don't know how many coins SB and Line Larry, Line Luden gave this brother, but it ain't going to be enough to get you out of that hole you done got yourself in. You have to be sick to support sickness. You have to be sick to support sickness. All right, move it along, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, yeah. Who do we got next, ladies and gentlemen? I love you all too, all right? BA, good morning. How are you?
I'm good.
Are you a Trump voter?
Yes. How do you feel about Biden showering with his daughter? How do you feel about that? Or snipping their children? And it was W Dame. He showed your disingenuous. He showed your double standard. He showed the hypocrisy from your party. You know what I mean? That's what he showed. So it is W Dame.
He did. So let me answer your question. Are you seriously trying to have this conversation, or is this just you getting up here glazing Dame with your sick behind?
I'm not glazing. No, I'm just
saying. I said glazing, not grazing, but that could be something you're into. So
I heard
the contents of Ashley Biden's diary, have they ever been proven?
Yes.
No, they haven't.
Yes, they have.
No, they haven't. Show me where you prove. Okay, tell me where it's been proven.
In court, she proved that authenticity of the diary was true. The only thing she denied.
You got photos?
She said it was stolen. That was it.
Yeah. So, do you have any actual documented evidence that what she wrote in the diary is true?
Is it your claim that it's false?
Yeah, because she actually said she was having a stream of consciousness, so to speak, when she wrote. Do you understand that children all over? Hold on, BA. Do you understand children all over the country have diaries? Used to have diaries back then. You understand that, right?
Of course, but all kids.
And do you think everything a kid writes in their diary is 100% true?
I believe when she said her dad.
No. You didn't answer my question.
I believe that.
Okay, so you believe what kids say?
I believe that she was truthful when she said she was showering her dad. I believe that.
Okay. Oh, okay. So I can't take this. You're isolating one thing she said out of everything she said, and you're saying I just choose to believe that, and that's your right. You know, I wouldn't take that from you, BA. But what I'm really struggling with is, let's just say that Joe Biden did do that. To me, it would be disgusting, and I have no problem condemning it. Right?
Well, I think what you do is disgusting.
Okay, but that's me, and you can have opinions. Because but what I'm struggling with, BA, and hold on.
Conversation out of context.
No. I just want you to have the same energy for Donald Trump, right? So do you believe that Donald Trump and Epstein were best friends at one point in time?
I think Trump was friends with a lot of people due to his money.
But did you hear my question? I'm sorry.
Well,
I don't think what the answer you gave me applied. It was more of a yes or no. Do you honestly believe that at a certain period in time, Donald Trump and Epstein were best friends?
I think they were. They was acquaintances. I don't think they're best friends now.
Okay. Do you believe that Donald Trump partied with Jeffrey Epstein?
I believe that maybe they have encountered each other maybe at parties, but I don't think they partied together, no. And that's what you're saying. They went on some binge together. I think they might have been in different situations, like in New York. There's a lot of people that hang around each other, right? I mean, everybody was at those parties, correct?
No, I
mean,
wasn't.
well, that's 'cause you're
Obama
not-
wasn't.
That's because you're not shit.
Okay, so what I'm pointing out is not everybody was at those parties.
Everybody with money in New York at one time was in that lifestyle. Partying, you know what I mean? Everybody was. There wasn't? Who wasn't? Everybody was there.
Why are you?
Tyson, everybody was there.
Does that mean that everybody's right? Everybody's innocent?
No, I'm just saying.
Do you think
everybody with
Let me
money
ask you a
was
serious question.
That
Do
was
you
an
believe
era where
Epstein?
everybody-
Do you believe Epstein was a terrible person?
Of course I do.
Okay, so let's start there.
Do you believe Trump knew that prior to it coming out?
Say that question again.
Do you Trump knew Epstein's prior to it coming out?
Let me ask a question this way: how could he not know it? Isn't he like one of the smartest people out there? Isn't Trump smart?
So now you're being disingenuous.
No. Do you believe Donald Trump is a smart person?
Of course I do.
Could a smart person know a man for 10, 15 years and not know he's a terrible person?
No, because just because you're acquaintances with somebody and you run and
See, that means you're not smart.
Can I finish? So just because you run in certain circles and you happen to see someone at parties and you engage with them,
Do you hang out with? So let me ask you this question: do you know if? Are you a smart person?
Did Jeffrey Dahmer's mom know that he was chopping people up and putting them in freezers?
I listen. I don't want to go that far because I haven't looked into that relationship. But I'm trying to keep this on just conversation about you and I. Do you consider yourself a smart person?
Well, just because you know someone, do you really know them personal life? I mean, what about? Do you have things in your personal life that you
BA.
That's my question.
BA. Are you a smart person?
Do people know everything about your personal life, even your best friends? You tell them everything. Everything. Is there things that you don't want no one to know, Zeus?
Oh, so you're saying you have secrets?
No, I'm saying
you
everyone.
have secrets. So what you're saying is the people who know BA in real life, to those who know BA, there's a secret he's keeping from you. Is that what you're telling me?
You're playing games, so it's hard to have a real conversation with someone who's disingenuous. Same thing you did with Dan.
If you would stay on topic, I wouldn't be disingenuous.
Okay, did you tell everyone everything
Are you,
in your personal life?
So what I'm hearing you say is there's something. Hold on, BA. You have a dirty secret you're not telling your real friends. Is that what I'm hearing?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
So how should I take what you're saying?
Well, answer my question.
Because
please.
you're asking me, do you tell everybody everything? So that to me says BA doesn't tell people everything about who BA is. So BA must not do that because BA has a dirty, dark secret.
No, that's not what I was implying. I was
implying. Oh, well, what were you implying? Please clarify.
Just because you know someone for 10 years doesn't mean they know everything about you.
Why wouldn't you know?
Because, I don't know, you tell everyone everything about you?
That goes back to you. Do you?
No, I don't tell everything about
So you do have a dirty secret?
No, just because you're private doesn't mean you have dirty secrets.
What are you being private about?
Because it's none of your business, brother.
What business?
Just because you're a friend
what
of mine.
What business does BA have that he wouldn't tell some of his good friends? I don't get it.
Now you're trying to put me in a box. And you're trying to do, that's why people don't fuck with you Democrats, because you try to label everyone the same way.
I'm literally questioning you on what you're talking about. So, BA, here's what I'll say.
Tell me all your dark secrets. Come on, let me hear them. Do you shower with your daughter?
BA.
Do you shower with your daughter?
BA.
Do you shower with your daughter?
If you knew me, BA.
Sniff little kids.
BA, please.
Do you allow kids to rub the hair on your legs? Do you?
BA. Can we get back on topic? Because I understand that I understand the MAGA Democrat shuffle. All you're doing is trying to put onto me the things that I'm not talking about, just to make your point. It's not going to work, BA. What I understand is this, BA. You have a dirty secret and you don't want to tell us. What haven't you told? What haven't you told your
Democrats?
Well, that's not a secret.
It was until now. I just exposed it.
We all knew
I can't
that.
stand you guys.
So BA.
If I had a lighter in front of me, I would hold it up. I see Democrats there.
Okay, can I talk now,
myself.
BA? Because I'm
I
trying to
exposed
really,
myself.
I'm trying to move forward with this conversation, and I don't have time.
Well, you're disingenuous, brother. You're trying to paint
Okay.
people in a narrative to fit your argument. It's
No,
just,
actually, BA, this is what I'll say. All right, and you tried your best to defend Dame. I'll give you that, but you got up here and you told on yourself, right? What I've learned from talking to you, and this is my first time interacting with you, is you're not a really good friend because you keep information from your friends that you don't want them to find out, right?
that's not what I
Because
said.
okay, because the reason that we're here is
That's
I
not what I
simply
said.
asked you. Hold on, I simply asked you. Is Donald Trump a smart person? You confirmed that Donald Trump is a smart person. So a smart person should know whether or not their friends are good or bad people. You confirmed that Jeffrey Epstein was a terrible person. You've never met Jeffrey Epstein, and you know that. How could Donald Trump not have figured out what you figured out, BA?
Did I know that prior to the investigation or the trial?
You didn't hang out with Epstein, and you know it now. You don't even know Epstein, but you know he's a bad person. You're telling me that Donald Trump couldn't figure it out? And
The
he was
first,
hanging out with him? He was an acquaintance with him, bro?
the first experience that Trump had
and you,
that was negative, did he kick
you
him out of
don't know.
Mar-a-Lago? Did he
Now
not
you're,
kick him out of Mar-a-Lago?
you don't know
Answer the
that.
question.
You don't know that. And what I'm trying to point out to you is
Did he
no matter
not
how
kick
you
him?
try to
So
spin
this is a
BA,
one-way conversation?
because I gave you an opportunity to answer questions and you
No,
kept
you tried to put
deflecting
me in a
and
box
pivoting.
and you tried to manipulate the conversation
so
and try to accuse
listen.
me of something I wasn't. That's what you Democrats do.
Okay, so BA, you're not going to answer my questions. Why are we even having this conversation?
Did he not kick Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago?
I don't know what he did. According to what I know,
Why
he said
did he kick
Epstein
him
was
out?
stealing employees from him.
Why?
What
Why
kind
did he
of?
kick him
Hold
out?
on, BA. He said Epstein was stealing employees. What kind of employees would Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein have in common, BA?
Employees are employees. See,
Yeah,
there
what
you go
kind?
with accusations.
What kind?
Any kind of employees.
Give me the title. Give me a job description of these employees, BA.
I don't know, waitress, people that work at the front desk, house cleaners,
What was Jeffrey
janitors.
Epstein doing? What was Jeffrey Epstein doing? What do you think he would be doing with an employee of Donald Trump's?
I don't know. I don't know.
Fair enough,
You're
BA.
speculation.
BA,
do I know this? Honestly, do I know?
BA.
Do I know, honestly?
BA, you're cooked.
I'm cooked. Why? Because I don't fit your narrative.
You're cooked because you're not being honest.
No, you're not being honest because you're being disingenuous. Your party's trash.
Okay, BA, here's the thing. You know
All
Donald
you
Trump
guys
is
do
in
is spread division, hate for this country. That's all you guys do. You know your president did the most fucked up shit they did for our country. He's on record for showering with his daughter. He's on record for showering with his daughter. And you're up there trying to make Trump look bad because he knew someone? Get the fuck out of here.
BA, you're cursing on my show.
I apologize.
And okay, great. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, BA. You're
So
a
ask me
grown
a question.
man. Hold on.
When-
You're a grown
when Biden-
man. Hold on, BA. Listen.
Go ahead.
I've let you spew the nastiest of nasty things. But here's where I draw the line.
What was that?
Here's
So nasty.
Here's where I draw the line, BA. Jesus Christ. I can even smell your breath through the app. Can you please zip it? Could you please zip it for a second? All right?
Okay.
My problem here, and I've been very upfront, you can sit here and you'll see Ashley Biden's diary, and you have enough evidence on that to convict Joe Biden. You do. But all this evidence that has rolled out about Donald Trump and his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, you still don't have enough evidence, right? This is where we're at. So the scales, you have less. Hold on. You have less data with Biden and more data with Trump. Which one is heavier on a scale, BA? This will tell me everything.
If it comes out that Trump's on those files,
which side is heavier? You have
I'm
Joe
asking a
Biden.
question.
BA, this is a simple question. You have this much evidence versus this much evidence. Which one is bigger?
What evidence do you have?
You have
brother?
more evidence with Donald Trump, right?
What evidence? I'm asking you, what evidence do you have?
You can't do it, bro.
I'm just asking you for your evidence.
You go look at the
You're
DOJ's
speculating.
website.
You're speculating.
Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately,
You're
BA
making-
has been cooked just like Dave. Ladies and gentlemen, now Dave, BA, when you lie about numbers, that's where I draw the line. You can't do that. You got more evidence that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files than you got Joe Biden doing anything with his daughter. Case closed. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending BA straight to hell.
Points, you MAGA demon.
It's just amazing. Once again, these Trump voters, ladies and gentlemen, he said that I boxed him in. He said that I boxed him in, but everything that I threw at him were questions he was asking me. And so, BA, I know you are listening to what I am saying, and please listen up. What I gathered from that conversation, and I was saying it earlier, was you're the type of friend that you have things that you don't disclose perhaps to your other friends because for some reason or another you believe that they should be private, right? And so with that being said, I don't think that makes you a good friend because you're putting them in a position, so to speak, perhaps, to end up one day having to find out whatever it is you're keeping from them is really a terrible thing, right? So that's one issue. The other issue is you have ample evidence about Donald Trump doing very nasty things, whether it's what he said about his daughter, right? Remarks he's made when he says you're a star, women let you do it, grab them by that. You have the E. Jean Carroll. You have the Stormy Daniels story. You have the fact that he lied about the number of flights that he took on Epstein's airplane that recently has just came out. You got evidence of the rubbers. You know what rubbers are, BA? I don't know if you've ever used them before, but he had rubbers. Epstein had those in the photos. You have Katie Johnson. Shay just talked about Sasha Riley. You have Lake Michigan. You have the limo driver. You have all this evidence. So I'm really at the point with you and Dame too is y'all literally want to be in the room watching Donald Trump do this before you then maybe will say he did this. And then I say, well, why would you need to be in the room unless you're just like him? What did you say, BA? See, you next night, now you're just being sick? How many of you think BA is sick? Or how many of you think BA is sick? BA, it's not me. You literally, I let you talk because I want people to form their own opinion about you. I could literally sit up here hitting mute and just do whatever I want. But I really don't mind listening to how sad and pathetic you all will stoop to. Look at all these people in the audience. They say they think you're sick. I didn't tell them to think that. I barely got to talk. They figured this out on their own. You boxed yourself in. You boxed yourself in trying to defend your dear leader and Dame. Dame had enough common sense to not say some of the things that I asked him to say, but you went ahead and said it. That's on you. Case closed. Case closed. W Zeus. W Zeus. Somebody even wrote your hard drive needs to be checked. Because a real person, a person, thank you, Rick, a real adult, a real man who really is trying to protect children, protect women, they would have said, I'm not putting my reputation on the line for Donald Trump. He's got, I've heard enough. I'd have more respect for you if you didn't like Joe Biden for the diary and you didn't like Donald Trump. I'd have more respect for you that way. But you can't have a problem with what Biden did, which is not even that much information, right? Because it's in a diary and people embellish things in a diary all the time. But ignore the overwhelming evidence, right? W. Kabira. Now, listen, I'm way past my time slot. But I will say this, MAGA. Once again, you've torn your draws with me today. You've torn your draws with me today. Y'all never seem to stop going lower and lower every single day. They've torn their draws with us, right, ladies and gentlemen? You've heard literally some of the sickest stuff you've ever probably heard in your life coming right out of the MAGA demon male's mouth, the male creatures. What a disgrace. out of here. I love all of you. Sorry to make you all endure. Seriously, that was painful. I get it. But trust me, a lot of people are going to listen to this and they're going to be able to pull out the parts they need to continue standing up against this evil, vile, sick, seditionish, treasonous, warmongering administration, branding themselves as MAGA. You all deserve a round of applause. Kayla, look at Kayla out there. Red wave coming. Kayla. Poor thing, Kayla. That's all I can say to you. Poor thing. You don't even value your life. You don't even value your life in America anymore. You've thrown in the towel. You've given up. You would have thought you all would be so happy with your dear leader in control of the government. You're not happy. You're miserable, folks. And we all see right through you. She's delusional. Yeah. Because what they want us to do is say sick things to them and use that. Because, they want to report Big Zeus to the FBI. They make screenshots. Zeus is out here. No. What are you going to say? What did Zeus say? He just said poor thing. He just said pray. Y'all pray for Kayla. Y'all pray for, hey y'all, please pray for Kayla. She's going through something right now. Pray for Kayla, pray for Vegas, girl, pray for all of my demons out there, okay? Because they're really going through some hard times. They're going through some real tough times, all right? All right, I got to get out of here. Special thank you to all of you, really, especially to my subscribers, gifters, moderators, and panelists. Without you, this show wouldn't be what it is, seriously. But I also got to give one round of booze and shame. W. Terra! This goes out to all of the Zeus haters out there. Y'all really torn your draws with me this morning. I've never had to deal with anything like this. There's nothing else I need to say. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give them one last round of booze and shame. You're the man.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, honestly, take care, and I'll see all of you tomorrow. Same Zeus time, same Zeus channel. We're out of here.
Yeah. Gotta wake the chain up. Get injected with some power. Pull some strings.
Y'all keep worshiping evil.
Kings in the trenches, now we ballin' at the
Let's go.
Thank you, presidential, watch the ops. Drip too saucy, got the fit.
We got 60 people out here.
No skis. I'm the gun for shop of the blade.
Sorry to keep you all late, seriously. WGIP!
You the doubt, Lexi hit the spoke. From that day PDC, I keep you on their toes. Level up on the blueprint, walking by a glove.
These folks are sick. I've never heard anything like this in my life. Thank you. And all there you go. Rio. Rick. Tinkerbell.
But they cannot take the throne. Posted in the Oval Office, trapping in the zone. That's the heat, got my foot on the gas. My aura is built to last. Slap with the pen, moving chest.
Y'all enjoy the rest of your day.
Got my hand on the necklace.
Doing the Lord's work.
We ain't gon' never stop. So on the style, but I'm only 1605. Presidential, we found it. Posted in the capital. Moving like I own the block. Riz game, presidential. Got the nation in the lock. The energy, no facade.
Y'all have a great rest of your morning. It's exhausting, seriously. They know what they did.
With the news, turn the dreams into chandeliers. Stay winking, but they folding under all the pressure. 1600, I'm the one flexing, I'm the new successor. The legacy, blitz, every ball's a new crown. Soul in the White House, easy is the terror.
They're so sick.
Views from the East Wing, presidential, residential, got the pearls in the pride, no cap. I'm the vibe, king of calm in the storm. Got the bird dropping bombs like I'm reading out of songs. Charlie Rich, the codes unbreakable. Skibidi through the storm, legacy unshakable. Shaking through the air, the city in my grip. Yeah, hitting real cold, make the whole world flip. Busting off the charts, got the game in a trance. True wave, let's go. Make you wanna dance.
Y'all have a great rest of your morning.
We taking over the spot.
We have to get him out of here.
We ain't gonna never stop.
I didn't realize I put
flow on 1,000,
so far, but you know what we did? What we had to do. Y'all have a great rest of your morning. I'm out of here.